Konnichiwa, and welcome to the 133rd podcast of the NC Rowan County Anime Group. My name is Robert Clyong. I am the co-president of this club. On this particular podcast, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to talk a little bit about the NC Rowan County Anime Group. As you already know, if you've seen any of the previous podcasts, our group first met on December the 15th, 2003. And we met in a very small back room of the Comic Mon store in Salisbury, North Carolina. Now, there was a lot of pre-arrangement before the meeting. Me and Tim Will both, at the time, went and put out flyers, had them printed up, and we tried, the best to advertise for the meeting. Well, it was on a very rainy night, and I do remember going in there and thinking, well, this is going to be very interesting. We did play 2 animes during that time. Believe it or not, one episode was of Tenchi Muro, which means this side up, and we played Hello Baby from the very first OVA series of Tenchi Muro. The second episode we played was from the series put out by Jenny On, but Funimation now has the rights to it. It's called Van Dread. We played Boy Meets Girl, and we played it in both series in the English dub. Well, my original idea is part of it is, and we incorporated in the group. I didn't want to do all the work by myself. I saw an episode of Babylon 5, which is a show that was created by J. Michael Selinsky, and he had this group called the Rangers. Well, during the season, Delenn shares part of her responsibility with Captain Sheridan about the Rangers, and I liked that idea. So I said, well, why don't we have that sort of deal this time around? I had worked I was the head of a Doctor Who club for many years called the Lost Colony TARDIS, and I hated having to handle all the work by myself. So I thought maybe this time, maybe power sharing the group and having 2 co-presidents would be a lot better than trying to handle all the work by myself. Okay, enough about that little bit. I'm going to show you some photographs. This was taken during our 5-year anniversary, and this is a photograph of Tim Will, the co-president. This photograph here is of Manga Matt with another person who just came to the one meeting. I don't remember who that person is in the photograph, but that is Matt Plummer, and he came. Now, we've always ate good food at our meetings. This is our cake for our 5-year anniversary. It was very delicious, I'll tell you. I remember crunching down on that cake and really thinking, how good. This is a photograph, and we managed to do this. We managed, after 5 years had passed, to get the original 4 members together, and this is the original 4 members. You'll see myself. Billy Blackwater, I guess, is on my right. Tim is in the middle, and Matthew Peeler is on the left over there, having his hand across with glasses. But this was the original 4 members that started the NC Rowan County Anime Group back on December 15th of 2003. This is another photograph of Billy and Nathan Ryder. Nathan was one of our earlier members who joined just a few months down the road. He actually came during our Rumika Takahashi marathon. This is Scott and Billy in this photograph. This is Nathan Reiner and Vernon. Vernon has come to a few meetings. I don't usually see Vernon that often. He works very long hours, and he tries to make it to meetings whenever it's possible. But his attendance has really dropped off recently due to his job. Okay. Like I said, we started our group out, and we had ideas. One of them was that also, too, we would be a group set up for adults only. Our group is set up for the age of 18 plus. The reason why is because, like I said in previous podcasts, some material is not appropriate for young viewers. and that's why we want to consider ourselves a young adults group. We usually like our members to be at least 18 years old. We do have a base in Yahoo, and even if you try to join, you're going to have to go through the line saying your parents give you permission to join this group, because we have in our past talked about some very sensitive issues, and it's really up to your parents to make the decision of whether or not you join our group or not. Our next meeting is November 20th. We will be meeting in front of the Books a Million at 5 o'clock. At 5:30, we're going over to a member's home to watch Fiction put out by, or ballots put out by Funimation. On December 4th, we will be celebrating our 8th anniversary, also to having our Christmas party. We'll be meeting up at the Books a Million at 4 o'clock. At 4:35, we'll go over to a person's home, which will be Co-President Tim Will's home, and we're going to have our meeting, and we're going to be showing Dark Side Blues and the Kishin Core 2. They're two very outstanding animes. Hopefully sometime in the future I will do a podcast and tell you a little bit more about them. January 7th through the 9th is Ichiban Con. I'm going to be down there doing some panels, I hope, and having a fun time with the rest of you. January 15th, we'll be meeting in front of the Books a Million at 5 o'clock. At 5:30, we're going over to a person's home to watch The Melody of Oblivion. And hopefully in January it doesn't snow. February, what is that supposed to be? February 4th through the 6th. My glasses are made for long distance. I need bifocals to see up close. 4th to the 6th is What the Hell Con. February 15th, we'll be watching Gantz, a very mature anime. Like I said, it's not for little kids to watch. And we'll most likely be checking everybody's ID to make sure we don't have anybody underage watching this show, because it's very mature. Well, this is it for now, and I hope that you will have a very nice day. Goodbye.